I mean, I know you saw the Crawford fight. We didn't
Of
talk
course.
about it, but what'd you
Yeah.
think?
Man, listen, I honestly feel like, and this is no disrespect to Errol Spence, but whether if it was 154 or whatever, I didn't see Errol Spence winning that fight at all with that Terrence Crawford coming in the ring, because it's one thing if, a guy gets caught with a lucky shot or a good shot and then whatever. But no, like, it was really on a fundamental level to where there's a major gap. And honestly, I did not see that coming. I thought it was going to be like a 50-50 fight, 51-49, going towards Bud. But I did not expect a dominating victory like that. Like, I'm actually upset at myself that I didn't see that. You know what I mean? Because I'm usually a guy that knows how to break down fights to the T, and it happens as such. And
Right.
this, I really just couldn't break it down. I couldn't see what would happen. But, Crawford and his team, they had a great game plan that they executed, perfectly. And one thing I didn't expect, I think that's what kind of like, messed up my judgment. Like, to be honest, I already knew Terence Crawford, his style was going to be an issue. He was going to get his punches off. I know he's effective and everything, but I didn't know how effective his power was going to be. Like, that was super unexpected. Like, I didn't think that his power was going to be that effective. Like, it just seemed like Crawford was the naturally bigger guy, and then Errol Spence was the smaller guy. Like, it was crazy. Like, you could tell he put in a lot of work into that training camp that he had. But I think, it's like the power makes a big difference, because
Yeah.
if you look at the fight with Paulie Malignaggi and Adrian Broner, like, that was a tough fight for Adrian Broner. If Paulie had more power, it
Big
could have been a
problem.
different story,
Yeah. Yeah.
So that power, I didn't take account into that power that much, because I didn't think it was going to be that effective, and it was, and he just totally dominated, and it was a beautiful exhibition of his style.
Yeah.
Beautiful. Honestly, I
Yeah.
wouldn't want to see another fight. I wouldn't want to see a rematch. I'm not interested in it. If the money's there, which I doubt it would be, to be honest, um, you know, I guess he could take it, but man, I wouldn't want to see Errol Spence in a fight like that, because I like Errol Spence, man. I like Errol Spence. He's a good fighter, great fighter. I take some of his tools and put it in my arsenal as well too, but he was just beaten by the better man that night.
Do a lot of people talk about the way Errol looked, like on fight night, how he looked a little glazed over, how his speech was a little slower.
Mm-hmm.
Do you think there's anything there from weight training, or did you see anything different in him at all?
Um, I've seen a little, like, to be honest, it was certain things I watched, like old fights, that I saw similarities before that fight. So it was some little things I could say, like some people, like what people saying the way he talks and stuff like that. Like, Errol always talks slow. Errol always talk like that, like, you know what I mean? But the way he was looking and whatnot, it kind of raised a flag in my head a little bit, You never know. You never know how things might affect him. Like, he's had 2 car accidents, you know. Um, and he had in the past, he had a detached retina, and I guess it was, to be honest, because of the first accident, and
Yeah.
that influenced that. But yeah, man, he's been through a lot physically, and that might have taken a toll. But I still stand by this to this day. The best Errol Spence was not going to beat the best Terence Crawford.
Yeah.
Because on a fundamental level, it was not going to happen.
I'm with you. Now, leading into the fight, I forgot you were picking Crawford, right?
Correct.
Right. Now, but nobody expected it to be in the fashion that it was.
Mm-hmm. Right. Yeah. No, not at all. Not at all. Well, some people did. Like my strength and conditioning coach, Jamie Belt. He used to be Terrence Crawford's strength and conditioning coach, and he was like, "Yo, he's gonna stop Errol Spence." I'm like, "What? Man, you crazy? That's crazy." He said, "Well, I'm telling you, he was gonna bet me and everything." Like, he was super confident
Wow.
that he was gonna stop him.
I just talked to Blu-ray, who was,
Mm-hmm.
Errol's old strength and conditioning coach, and he,
Yeah.
he had nothing to do with this one, but strength and conditioning plays a big part in fighting. People don't
For
realize.
sure. For sure. 100%.
Yeah. So do you think a rematch at 54 at 54 will make a difference?
No. I don't see it making a difference. I honestly feel like, and I I hope he can prove me wrong, honestly. But I honestly feel like a fight like that, to get beat down like that to a guy that's like a super dominant alpha male type of dude, it can affect your ego. It can affect the way you fight. It can affect the way you think. It can, because we've never seen Errol Spence like that, like ever. We've never seen him get dropped, never seen him get hurt like that, never seen him get toyed at all. And it was bad. Super bad for him. And I hope he can be able to come back and do what he, and come back stronger. But
It
I don't know, man.
it looked to me like something was wrong. Again, I don't think it would have made a difference. I
Mhm.
think, like you said, Crawford was a better fighter, would have been, but Errol did look off to me.
Yeah,
Like you said, maybe it was a car accident. Something was because he looked so different. Not in the ring, even just out the ring before the fight.
yeah,
He looked so different. So,
yeah.
but okay. So then, I agree with you. I don't want to see the rematch. A lot of people, a lot of fighters I talk to, guys like Shane Mosley, or a lot of guys are telling me that they think Spence should rest. Now, don't jump
Yeah,
in any rematches, just
for
rest.
sure. Yeah, he definitely should rest. He's done what he had to do. Honestly, he beat almost all of the top welterweight guys. Well, to be honest, he beat all the top welterweight guys before Terrence Crawford came into the welterweight picture.
Yep.
So he beat Danny Garcia. He beat Mikey. Mikey wasn't really a welterweight. The only guy he didn't fight was Keith Thurman.
Right.
And that fight was Um, he beat a lot of guys, man. He did his thing. He paid his dues, and
Right.
he definitely needs to just rest it out right now. There's no need to go back in and prove anything to anybody.
Right.
You know,
Yeah. Absolutely.
that's what I think.
Um, one of the gangster shit that Crawford did was in the middle of, as he's in the neutral waiting for
Mhm.
the guy to count it, he grabs his nuts and looks over at Charlo and tells him, "You're
Yeah,
next."
yeah.
That
I
was
like
some
yo.
gangster shit.
Terrence is a dog, bro. I
Yeah.
like Terrence, man. He shows like that real attitude in the ring, and I like that, man. He lets it be known, like everything that he truly believes. Like when
Mhm.
he's saying he's going after Charlo and he's going to beat Charlo, like he's saying that and he truly believes everything that he's
Right.
saying, and then he's going to show you that there's nothing that you can do to stop what's going to happen. Like that's, bro, like that'll do so much to a dude's psyche. And I honestly believe that, man. Hey, Jermell, I don't know, man. Like Jermell, I feel like he feels threatened by Terrence Crawford. I honestly do. I feel like he's feel threatened by Terrence Crawford, and I would love to see that fight.
Well,
That would be the cherry on top for Terrence Crawford for sure.
right. But so, which leads me into the next topic. We got Charlo. I was actually at the presser. They had it here in Times Square.
Mm-hmm.
Charlo and Canelo.
Mm-hmm.
First, I want to know who you think's going to win, and then I want to know, either way, let's say Charlo loses, is that fight with Crawford still as enticing?
Um. Okay, so I like Charlo, but I think that Canelo's experiences was gonna take him over the top for sure. Like, I hope, shoot, Charlo, prove me wrong. Hey, do your thing, man. Charlo definitely got some real pop. He got the size on him, well, in terms of height. Um, but in terms of competing in the heavyweight divisions, we know that Canelo fights all the way up to 175 and is effective at that weight.
Yeah,
Like super effective, stopping
yeah.
guys. You seeing like big welches on these dudes' arms and whatnot. Like he's super effective at that weight. So you got to really take account of that. And what they're fighting at 58? Where are they fighting at?
Charlo and Canelo, I think it's 68. 68. They're fighting
68. He's
super
fighting at.
middleweight.
Oh, you're right, because he went up two weight classes. You're right.
Undisputed. So Charlo has a chance to be undisputed at super middle and at junior, not junior welter,
Actually, they're gonna
junior
take his
middle.
belts away as soon as that bell ring. They're gonna take, I think, two belts. One or two belts is gonna be taken away from him because he didn't fight as mandatory.
Oh,
So yeah, as soon as that bell rings, yeah, he's gonna lose a couple of those belts. So he won't be,
okay.
if he wins,
Do you think
two-time undisputed.
do you think
So,
Canelo wins by stoppage, or you think he just boxes him?
it could be possibly by stoppage because Canelo, like, it's just his power and his experience, his reflexes. Like, he knows how to set up a lot of different shots, man. And I'm really interested to see what Charlo brings to the table. Like if he brings his boxing side, because Charlo in the beginning of his career, he was boxing more, and ever since he's been knocking these guys out, he's been kind of like, going and believing in his power and going for the gusto. But I honestly believe that if he boxes, then it'll be better for him. I don't think that that'll. I honestly don't think that that'll be enough for him to win, but it'll be better for him for sure. And if he was to add on little things after that, then that could bring him to the victory. But I really think that Canelo, at that weight, 168, he's a major problem, and he's fighting 175 for fun, like you know what I
Right.
mean.
Right.
So I
Right.
think that Canelo's gonna win the fight. Now to your second question, to with if Charlo loses,
Right.
would the fight with Crawford still be enticing? Um, I think that it will still be enticing because the fact that Charlo is bigger than him. He's bigger than Crawford. Um, I think that it's unfortunate that there's always going to be like an asterisk next to some of Crawford's wins, like with Kell Brook. Oh, Kell Brook was a broken fighter. Errol Spence. Oh, Errol Spence had two accidents, detached retina. Now, if he fights Charlo and Charlo loses to Canelo, let's say he gets stopped or whatever. Let's say, oh, he's a broken fighter.
Right.
He's post Canelo. Like, it's gonna be an asterisk to his wins, and that sucks. And I hope
Yeah.
that's not the case because Crawford, he needs to get. I feel like people are finally starting to give him his just due, but there's still some pullback there
Yeah.
because of the history of the injuries that Spence has had.
Yeah.
But the man has came up to the welterweight division and knocked out everyone. Like, what you gonna say about that?
Everyone. Yeah.
You know?
But it's like he kind of doesn't have a fight right now because
Mhm.
he has to wait until Charlo and Canelo. So like, who does he fight? If he doesn't fight Charlo, who does he fight? And Spence, there doesn't because the rematch hasn't been activated, and it might still be activated. But I have a feeling there might be some medical issues holding up Spence for a while. Just
Mhm.
saying.
Um. Yeah. I have no idea on who Crawford would fight next. Honestly, I really don't have any idea. I think he just needs to, enjoy his victory right now, go on his little world tour, staying active in the gym or whatever, and just wait on the call, wait on whatever comes to the table. Because, like you said, Spence has, gonna have some medical issues from after that last fight. He's gonna have to wait on Crawford. Excuse me. He's gonna have to wait on Charlo and Canelo. And yeah, it's not really many options he has. Like I'm not even interested in him fighting Boots, to be honest, because
Really? Why not?
yeah, I'm not interested in it because again, there's gonna be an asterisk if he wins. Like this is like it's a lose-lose situation for Crawford, and he mentioned this on a Breakfast Club.
Yeah.
He was being
Yeah.
interviewed in the Breakfast Club. He said, "Yo, it's like if I beat him, it's like oh he's too young and he doesn't have the experience." Da, da, da. And if I lose to him, it's like oh you lost, you lost.
Well,
It's
I
it's like
think
that.
I think Crawford is at the point in his career where he's looking for either big money or legacy building fights, or the two combined.
Yeah,
And
yeah, for sure.
he deserves that, right? He's worked hard. He's at the point in his career where I think he deserves that. I mean, right?
100%, 100%.
But as boxing purists, we do want to see him fight Boots because let's be honest, I
Yeah,
think Boots is
yeah.
really the only real threat.
The only real
Right?
threat left. He's the
Right.
only real threat left. He is honestly because he is the only real threat left. 100%. I just feel like and a business standpoint, Crawford he's thinking like a smart man. That's actually a very smart move on his end. And Boost is a high risk, low reward. Like Boost still doesn't bring in enough fans, enough attention, enough butts in the seat. We know him, us boxers, we know him. Like, you know what I mean? But it's the casual fans that really bring the money into the sport. It's the casual fan. That's why Jake Paul, he's so popular because it's the casual fans that he brings in that puts all the money into all of his fights. Don't nobody know who the heck he's fighting. But like in terms of his casuals, but they're gonna support him because they're just casuals.
Absolutely.
So that's kind of what us boxers, and people that's in the sport, we got to realize that, we got to bring more attraction from outside of the boxing circle, outside of the boxing
Right.
world.